When does your day start at the combine as a general manager, Steve?
As you know, this is Groundhog Day. It starts at about 6 a.m. You go through the weighing and the measurements of players, and then that transitions into the physical workouts. And then really one of the most grueling things is by the end of the day how tired you get. You start off at 6 o'clock at night and you interview these players until basically midnight, and it's essentially speed dating. It's 15-minute intervals. They blow a horn, player comes in, next one comes in, and it'll wear you down, but it's such a critical piece of the puzzle.
So walk me through what it looks like in the Cardinals interview room, Steve.
Well, it's so Coach Arians and I sit in two chairs that face one chair that's dead center, so that guy is certainly on blast. And depending on the time, like today, Michael Biddle, our owner, came in, so Michael will be in there with us as well. And we have quite a bit of information that our scouts have gathered on all of the players. So we have bullet points, whether it's issues off the field or concerns about learning and that sort of thing that we can address in those interviews.
But how many kids have issues off the field because they're not technically allowed at the combine anymore? Right, Steve?
Well, it's just different issues. If it's a positive drug test or if it's a minor issue at the school. But at the end of the day, that's what we get paid for, is to become detectives in the springtime and get to know all we can about these players off the field and make sure that we're making the right decision in the draft.
I saw a quote attributed to you yesterday, Steve. Can you repeat it for me about what a kid who's not clean off the field, if he runs a 4.3 40, how you would look at him? Can you repeat that comment, Steve?
I said that a couple of years ago. I probably regret that now, Rich.
Oh, is that right?
I just said if Hannibal Lecter ran a 4.3, we'd probably just classify it as an eating disorder. It's just, tongue-in-cheek joke that at the end of the day, we get so enamored with these guys' skill set that, sometimes we can overlook the real things that matter, which is the heart, the mind, the passion for the game, and all the great intangibles that are needed to be a good football player.
And in terms of guys not clean off the field, obviously Tyrann Mathieu had so many issues at LSU. And I remember at that combine, Deion Sanders, who was part of our broadcast, kept saying people are going to lose out on him because he's turned his life around. What was your evaluation of Tyrann Mathieu, Steve?
Well, I think it was one of those things where we brought him in and we spent a significant amount of time with him. And I say this all the time, that we miss more on the player than we miss on but we miss more on the person than we miss on the player. And Tyrann was a perfect example of a guy that we spent a ton of time with. I had a perception prior to him visiting Phoenix that there was no chance that we would take this player, but he had an infectious smile. I'll never forget, he sat at the dinner table with me and Pat Peterson, who was a strong advocate of his, being an LSU guy, and my 7-year-old son at the time, halfway through dinner, pulled on my shirt and said, "Dad, this guy's really cool." I'll never forget the fact that he's that kind of guy when he lights up a room with a smile, and he really has been the kind of guy that Coach and I are proud of because of the way he's changed his life.
So I guess in terms of what's going on at the combine now, he would not have been allowed at the combine, I imagine, right, Steve?
Yeah, I would doubt that, which is unfortunate because, to me, this whole process is about your skill set. Do you belong here as a player? And let us determine as NFL teams whether or not, you deserve to be on our team or not. And it's, that's the way I look at it. We essentially, when we stack our draft board, we create a filter, and that filter goes from one board to the next, and it's a cardinal filter. So if there are schematical questions about you, there are medical questions, or there are character concerns that we just don't feel comfortable about, you won't make it onto our big board that we draft off of.
Is Joe Mixon on that big board right now?
You know what? We have not gone through that process yet, but I know he is a talented young man, and we certainly have to do our due diligence on him.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.